Okay, I didn't want to necessarily end today on a whack note, honestly. Hopefully this goes out today. But I do want to tell you about a new character that you obviously see in the thumbnail that legitimately did come from a dream, obviously. And yeah, I kind of want to just give you guys this because I was going to tell you this story yesterday, but I just didn't really get the time because a lot of things were just going wrong for me, and I didn't have the recording time to just do anything, honestly. And yeah, so that's what I really want to do for this last video for today. Who is this girl? Why did she appear in my dream? And what is she like? Well, in order to tell you everything you need to know exactly what the dream I had was yesterday. So, when it comes down to things, the dream was really, if I remember correctly, it was okay. First off, when it started off, and honestly, it was what might be one of my favorite dreams I ever had, because I was in class with some other people for some reason. We was in uniform or whatever in this high school looking place, this anime ass high school with all these anime looking ass characters around me, which I absolutely didn't mind. And when it comes down to things, she came through, walked up to us with one of her friends, and basically just acting like a real goofball, acting like a joker, like a jester type of person, honestly, that don't take life a little too seriously, you know, has a laid back, easy way of things and being carefree as hell, honestly. And she just seemed fun. Like, she just seemed really fun, like the type of person you wouldn't mind, you know, hanging out with, you know. So when it comes down to things, we ended up somehow in some way talking about something that ended up leading into Street Fighter for some reason. And then we did, like, you know how Street Fighter 6 now has like the versus screen when you walk up to a match looking like, oh yeah, about to start battling this person, and then you go to the loading screen where you can do like different faces and stuff like that. We did exactly that in the classroom. For some reason we were walking down the same desk aisle for some reason, and we were bumping into each other like that, but like at the same time we end up having the same exact, like, you know, like a loading screen like they did in 6, or is going to in 6, which is absolutely hilarious and funny. I'm not necessarily gonna lie. So after that, for whatever reason, I found myself in like an airport or like a hospital, and like it was like a waiting room area or something. And apparently my brother was there for some reason, like he wanted something to drink. I don't necessarily know. Probably a Pepsi because Pepsi man. But anyway, I'll try to go to like the vending machine, try to see what I can find, but I couldn't find anything. And so I just decided just to go to sleep in that waiting room. And somehow she was there too. And so she showed me an animation that she drew for some reason of my character and her getting on, but also with Kale too. And we was in the bed. Kale was on top of her like a mountain of booty, and then literally I just nutted all over Kale with the fattest nut you ever seen, and it was kind of crazy, honestly. So yeah, that was a bit crazy. And then I think I started to realize that what I was watching, or at least being a part of, was a dream. So I started to wake up a little bit, you know, but at the same time it still was a part of the dream. And she started talking, like actually holding up a conversation and whatever. And so I'm just like trying to ask her what's her name, because I don't know her name. And she just honestly just like playing around, not necessarily telling me her name because she doesn't really, you know, take things seriously, even though she's telling me a whole bunch of other stuff that I can't remember anymore. But she was like, you know, having fun with the situation. So I'm keep asking her what's her name is though, and then she's like, how about Symphony? You know, kind of like symphony, like, you know, the whole musical thing. It kind of like a joke, honestly. She was basically practically joking with me, and I was like, Symphony, that's the name you want to go with? And so she was like, yeah, sure, why not? I'm pretty sure your followers will like it. And so that shit was just weird. And then after that, I started to really like actually wake up, and that was basically the end of the dream. So yeah, it was a bit wild. It was funny and it was strange, but it was a bit wild though. The fact that, you know, she's just like, yeah, I'm gonna just tell you a whole name that I probably just made up myself, and that's what you're gonna call me from this point forward. So the character that you now see, and her full name, at least the full name that is, you know, what I decided to go with, is Symphony Bohart. So her, which is spelled, I think, C-I-N-P. No, wait, is it? No, it's C-I-P. I keep getting that wrong. C-I-P-H-O-N-Y. Symphony. it's kind of weird, but still, because I was thinking maybe it's kind of like Tiffany, but instead you remove the F's and then you obviously remove the T, you know. So that's kind of how it is, honestly. And Bowheart, because in the dream she felt tomboyish, honestly, and she's like a boy at heart, honestly, in a weird way. Even though she's a straight up girl, but still, when it comes down to things, it's like she's super tomboyish, or at least really more outspoken and upbeat and whatever. So that's why I kind of went with that as like Bowheart, you know. So that's what I came up with. But yeah, man, putting her together was also very hard because the way she looked in the dream, it might not be one to one to what she actually looked like, but it was hard to put that together because, from what I understand, it was a combination of Vanellope von Schweetz, Juri Han, and Rize at the same time. And she also had like little spiky hair point like and she also had like little spiky hair like poking out here and there. And it was kind of hard to figure out how to put that into place and make it look a little good and accurate and whatever. So it was rough, man. Like, it was actually rough putting that shit together, but I managed to do it. And obviously that's what we got right here and right now, as you can properly see. She looks like the Joker type of, you know, character, honestly. She looks like she doesn't really take much of things seriously, which is perfectly fine, you know, and that's just how she is. Very different from any of the girls that I've, you know, have. Obviously, Blue is not necessarily alone anymore with the whole dream thing, because I did have like an actual real life dream with Blue too, and that's why she was even in Quikkatsu story. So yeah, Blue's not necessarily alone. She's actually like, Symphony comes from an actual dream, which is wild to me. But yeah, honestly, this is just our cast of characters just growing even larger, honestly, and from a genuine place. It's honestly very interesting, which I asked on Twitter and on the community tab if anybody would like to see or hear more about the details of the characters, which I definitely want to just get into depth with, honestly, but I just don't know when, because I don't necessarily know how I want to talk about it. But we'll see how that kind of goes. I definitely want to do like skits and stuff about them too, and see kind of how that kind of fits in together, because, you know, I would love to go like over certain details. For example, like the inspiration for some of the characters, because as you may know, you may not know, but Yukari, Shoko, and Aoki and Miss Saratome, they weren't from dreams I actually had. They were just characters I kind of made up on the fly, because I made Yukari as like a lolly character because I was like, okay, I need a lolly character. I think that will fit well in this harem, so that's why I made her like that. Then I also had Aoki because I was like, okay, I need another Foxian character, so that's the reason why, you know, Aoki is existing. Then also Shoko was also kind of a bit of inspiration from Saki, if y'all remember who she is. So that's why she kind of, you know, is looking the way she is. And also she has that kind of some balance in personality of her to Saki. So that's also the reason why I put her, like, you know, in the way she is, in position that she is constantly. So yeah, that's kind of like how that is. And Miss Saratome, I just wanted a teacher character. That's literally all there was to her, but now I'm putting so much more depth into her, and hopefully we can, you know, go into that one of these days and see actually what she's like and how she even, you know, operates and stuff. At first I had an idea of what I was going to use Symphony for, but now I'm kind of not sure, because that dream kind of just, you know, shattered whatever idea I was usually going to have for her or for the next female character. And then it's just like, yeah, no, that's not what Symphony is going to be doing, honestly. So I have to kind of figure out what kind of power she has too. I got to figure out what exactly would she be about. There's so much thinking that has to go into this now. I know she's not coming in this current arc. Until Junko's defeated, that's when I'll pop her in. But like, we'll have to figure that out, right? I don't know exactly when she'll come about, but I know she's coming soon. One of these damn days. I know that for a fact. So I kind of want to work on Quikkatsu Sora just a bit more, and a lot more, you know, while I got the time and able to do so in my free time, and just honestly get past Junko's part so we can get to like the actual Dream Girls and all that type of stuff, so we can get somewhere with that. Because Junko taking a lot of the time, honestly. It's been a year-long story with her, so I think it's about time we wrap it up, right? So yeah, but that's basically what I wanted to talk about for this one. So honestly, if you are looking forward to Symphony and anything else about her and all this type of stuff and any more details on her, then you might need to subscribe and stick around to the channel, honestly, because also you want to be on Patreon and you want to see what she looks like naked. That is already there. Also, she has the same piercings as Blue does because she's a freak. But anyway, when it comes down to things, that's basically all I got to say for this one. So hopefully you did enjoy. Hopefully this will cheer up your mood a little bit after that last video. So hopefully you do, you know, have some enjoyment with this one. Also, don't forget there is a merch that you can buy. There's also, you know, other things as Patreon as well, if you just want to, you know, be a member from that. Also, subscribe. That's a thing you can do. Like the video and comment and, you know, share it around. Let people know that I'm existing in here so we can beat that other asshole from the previous video I talked about. And also, when it comes down to things, just have fun. Just have fun, be yourself, be yourself, and just, you know, be you. That's really all I can say for this one. Until then, it's your boy Jay, sign off. Have a blessed day.